Hi, it's Robert Mitchell, and I just wanted to give a little context to this upcoming interview with Karen Black. It was July 2009, and I was hired as her videographer for a week as she was rehearsing and then performing her one-woman show, My Life for a Song. My time with Karen was an amazing, illuminating experience. She was such a dedicated and passionate performer whose energy knew no bounds, her work ethic was unparalleled, and she was constantly working on the craft of acting. Some of my favorite moments with Karen was the downtime where I could listen to her stories of her many years in the entertainment industry. Here is my interview with the legendary Karen Black.
I'm here with Oscar-nominated two-time Golden Globe-winning actress that needs no introduction with over 170 acting credits to her name and 5 films in various forms of production this year. Her career has no signs of slowing down. Recently unveiling her latest one-woman show, My Life for a Song, the one and only Karen Black.
Thank you, Darren.
I kind of wanted to start at the beginning. You went to Northwestern when you were 15, university, which is pretty much unheard of.
I was 16.
Oh, okay.
I was just passing into 16.
But that's still pretty unheard of to go into university and you're...
I think I used to be smarter, actually. But my verbal IQ was very high.
And then you left Northwestern, then you went to New York to pursue an acting career.
Yes.
And for several years, there was a bit of a struggle there, wasn't there? Or did you, when you first went to New York, was it immediate that you were landing roles?
Yes.
And then
I would audition and get little off-Broadway, not off-Broadway, but just little plays and musicals and things. I was always doing little plays and musicals.
Was it a lot of struggle in the early years in New York?
Well, I wouldn't call it struggle. I was just doing what I wanted. I think that if I had had any sense, I would have thought of it as a struggle. Certainly anybody hearing about it or observing me from any distance or any exterior position would have thought it was a struggle. But it didn't occur to me as a struggle. Although I must say I was lost. I was pretty lost. But I just kept doing what I wanted to do.
You've made, obviously, a slew of movies. When you receive a screenplay and when you're reading that screenplay, what are you looking for to before you accept the role?
Well, I've certainly been offered a good many this year. I turn them down if they're too small of a role. Or I don't mind a small role as long as it's interesting to me. Or if I'm working with good people. Or if I want to play that character, but there's hardly a character written that I don't want to play. It's a hard thing with scripts because it's just very strange. I mean, what can happen? Anything can happen. They offered me a part early in the year. My daughter got very ill, and when I first read it, it was like this sort of landlady who looked like she hadn't had sex in 20 years or something, and she was very off-putting, and I think the audience was supposed to end up really disliking her, or feeling that if she were slammed verbally, they would agree. And I said, why did you offer this to me? Or why did you think of me? I don't understand. And then they kept wanting to meet me, and then my daughter got sick, and then we had to go to a festival and leave her, and then we flew in and went to a hospital. And they said, well, you know, if it's this hard to just get you come in for a cup of coffee, I guess we better stop talking about this. I said, you know, I'm sleeping on the floor of a hospital room. I mean, my daughter is ill. What? And they, let's go to Carol Kane. Let's just forget her. So that, and they're probably nice people. There's nothing wrong with these people, but it's just these weird things happen. Then somebody else sent me something, and I said, see, what happens is since I write, I sometimes can see what they could do with a role that would make it bigger and make me interested in it. There was a part of a wife of a mafia guy that was in a script that was sent me a couple months ago, and they decided that the leading man or the hero was guilty of all these things he wasn't guilty of. So the mafia was trying to kill him through his friends who love him, but his friends were also wanted to be in the mafia, so they didn't really kill him or be in the mafia. It's very cute. So. But it happened at this very beautiful home, the turning point where people decided he was trying to rape the daughter and they have to kill him. And I said, well, you know, the woman is right there. Why don't we do this thing where she's the one who discovers him in the daughter's room. And she gets very upset, and she's the one who does this turning point. And then he loved me, and he called me back, and then he loved me, he called me back, and then he didn't call me back. And he's not going to call me back, because he doesn't want to change his script. Somebody sent me a script which is absolutely horribly written. The English is abominable, and they have no idea how to write a script. But what a good story. What a good location. The person is obviously very familiar with this location, so it has the vibrancy of something true. Fishing port in Florida, and it's a very good murder mystery. And I'm gonna tell her, I haven't told her yet, that I think I want to rewrite it, and maybe cast it. Maybe my husband will direct it, because she doesn't realize this woman couldn't pass 8th grade English. I mean, she would spell things wrong, and there would be THY''RE never. It would just be THEIR. You know, I mean, like, what? You know, but yet she has this great sense of, so anything can happen. I got an offer to do a Mia Sorvino movie, as I said on stage last night, and I said I'd do it. I liked the character. She had 3 scenes. That's good enough. She was an alcoholic. As I said, that was interesting to me. It's Mia Sorvino, so that was, you know, so you never know. And then this movie that I'm doing when I get back in 2 days is called Nothing Special. It's with Barbara Baines. One of my best friends wrote it. She's an exceptional writer. She put her kids through school by having one movie in turnaround at some studio. I mean, they were going to make it, then they weren't, then they were, then they kept paying her, so they put her kids through school. And I love the part. It's the lead, kind of, it's like the best part in the movie. And it's a woman who's, I guess, kind of off in her way, and it's an incredible role. And then there's another movie I'm supposed to do called Go Straight to Hell, which, and I love the role. I just loved the role. I think they offer me, this happens a lot to me, they'll offer me one thing and I'll take another. So 2 movies I have that happened to me. 2 movies coming up. One, I really hate psychiatric institutions because they really ruin people and then send them out in the streets, and there you have your homeless who can't function at all anymore. And all these drugs, you know, I don't see why you should put chemicals into a body. Bodies are brilliant, but you know, if you believe in nature, God, you know, the bodies are brilliant. They're brilliant, fabulous. They're going to survive. Don't interrupt them with these horrible, horrible, horrible chemicals. So I hate all that. So this woman is a victim of a psychiatric institution. I'd love to play that. But they offered me some kind of a god in the sky or something. I would have been a god in the sky, but no, I wanted to be a woman in an institution completely ruined by these awful people who are not German. So then I was offered a part with Natasha Lyonne. Natasha almost always finds a part for me in all her movies. She likes my work. And she's a very great girl, very, very vibrant human. And I said there was a person, very nice, dying person. So it's good to die. It's nice to die. But I said, no, I want to play the woman in the Winnebago who goes, hey, how about a steak? A steak. You want a steak? And then she gives her, you know, a TV dinner. This is horrible, little rubbery steaks. So I really liked that one. So then I said to the producer, the writer who sent me the script, I said, I think I want this, that you know, kind of loud, cheery person. And, okay, he said, let me talk to my director. And then my husband said, no, don't play that, don't play that. So I called him back and I said, okay, I'll play the dying person. Then he said, oh, it's funny, because the director wanted you to play, thought that was a great idea. I said, okay, never mind. Okay, the cheery person, the steak person. And he said, are you going to change your mind again? I said, no.
Could you touch upon a bit of the process of you've now accepted the role, and that process of taking a character from the page to the screen? How do you prepare for that?
Well, you wait until the time is right. You know, in one's imagination, one might already know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as, you know, you can, sometimes, let's say, read a poem, and you really embrace and grasp the concept the poet is trying to give to you. You get the communication, you know, you have it. That kind of conceptual understanding. You can have that with a role quickly. Or you can't. Roles can be immediate, or they can take months to perfect. But what you do is, you find out things about them. You make up things about them.
Mm-hmm.
You can write their past histories, or just keep writing and writing about them, and find out how they talk, and find your accent. Go to the location in our country where people have that accent, get that accent.
Mm-hmm. And do all that prep too when we meet them on screen, how they got to be that person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's something, since we've been seeing the past couple of Q&As, there's something that's not being talked about, and that's your work with PETA.
Oh,
When did you...
I just thought that I love cats and dogs, and I just love them. And, they, to sacrifice them for any kind of, what they might call medical need, that's bullshit. They're their own nature's beautiful gift, and they have to be untouched, and you can't use them for fur and things. So they found that out, that I was like that, and so I tried to help them out.
That's good.
Or you were going to say?
One last question, and then we can get going. But do you have any advice for any actress getting into this business?
Yeah, take the Scientology communication course. Take the handbook one. It's like $30, a handbook one. Handbook communication course. There's another one called the communication course, which I don't like as much, and it's more elaborate. Or get the handbook. You can just go get a handbook. It's $1, and study that, because communication is where it's at.
Mm-hmm. Which is lacking a lot in people's relationships. Like every...
Well, no, it's just that I think the simplicity of making the other person understand that you have heard them and you've understood what they have said is a very good thing to have in your relationship. It is not easy to do, because everyone's got things that they're trying to accomplish, and the husband or the partner can get in the way and interrupt, and all these things can happen. But if you just say, okay, senior to that is giving this person the idea that you got what they said, no matter what it is, and that you understood it. I think that's very important in a relationship. And the course has something to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, you too.